Hey friends, welcome back to Civil Engineering Mastery. I'm going to introduce a new software in our playlist. So today we are going to discuss how do we model a G+3 building using ETAP software. So without any delay, let's begin. When you open this ETAP software, this model initialization page will appear. So here you select use built-in settings. So here we can choose metric SI, US customary, metric MKS and metric SI is there. Select metric SI and steel section database keep as Indian. Steel design code IS 800 2007, concrete design code IS 456. So these are all the initial settings we need to select and then give OK. Then new model quick templates, this page will appear. So here select grid only because we are going to model our structure as a grid system. So select this grid only and then give OK. So these three screens will appear here. So this one is model explorer. This we don't want now. So time being I'm closing this. This one is the plan view and this one is the 3D view. If you want to add more windows also you can add here. Add new window is there. So if you click this one you can add one more window as well. Present we need only this plan view and 3D view. This is fine. So next we need to change the unit. Select that consistent unit. Here length unit, let's keep it in meter, and then force unit, let's keep it in kilonewton, and temperature unit, let it be in centigrade. Okay, give OK. So now we are all set to start with our modeling. So before that, let me explain you the architectural drawing. So here we have a small residential G+3 building. So ground floor, first floor, second floor and terrace floor we have. Similarly, we have all the framing plans. This grid you can see here A, B, C, D, E and here 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all the grids. So according to this grid only we are going to model in ETAP software. So let's see how to do that. First let's make our grid model. So for that you need to go to edit. Here this option you need to select edit stories and grid system. So this you can select it from here as well. Edit stories and grid system. Friends, I'm not explaining interface here in detail. Let me explain each tool while modeling. Whatever the tool we are using, that I'll explain in detail. So if you want to know specifically about interface, please let me know in the comment box. I'll post a separate video for that. So now let's start with this modeling. Let's select this edit story and grid system, and then here grid system is there. This is story data. This will edit later. First let's edit our grid system. Here go to modify or show grid system. Here display grid data as ordinate is there. So this one is like you have to keep on adding your grid values and display grid data as spacing. Select this option so that the spacing you can just enter. Let's keep this AutoCAD drawing and then it will be easy for us to edit the grid data. So first A to B is 3 feet 9 inch. You can see here. Let's enter the value here. First one is 3 feet 9 inches and second one is 7 feet and third one is 10 feet 6 inches, 10 feet 6 inches and fourth one is 10 feet 9 inches, and then let's add one more 10 feet 9 inches and then this let it be 0. So next in y spacing we need to enter. Let's start from this one because in ETAPS the one will start from here. So let's enter the value from here. Let's enter 6 feet here and then 11 feet 5 inches and then this one is 12 feet 1 inches. Let's give OK. And again here also you see this values A, B, C, D, E. So grids are created. You can see here it is 6 feet and this is 11 feet 5 inches. This one is 12 feet 1 inches. So we have our grid now. Next let's add the edit story data like floor height. Let's edit. So this one we need to edit. So go to modify or show story data. We need to enter all the story names. First one is plinth. I'm taking from plinth level. Second one is ground floor. Just I'm mentioning as GF. Next one is first floor and next one is second floor, and let's add one more for the headroom. Add story, keep existing story height, give OK. So this one is terrace. Next we need to enter the height values. plinth height is 1.5 meter, that is 5 feet, and then ground floor is 3 meter. All the above floors are 3 meter high. So next, master story and similar stories we need to select. So plinth is not a master story. Let's keep this ground floor as master story, and then let's give no to here because only ground floor. Let's keep it as a master story, and we can give here similar to first floor. First floor is similar to ground floor, and second floor also similar to ground floor, and this is different. Terrace floor is different. So here this similar story why we need to give is because we are taking ground floor as a master story. If we make any changes in the ground floor, that changes will replicate in first floor and second floor as well. So while modeling, we need to select the similar story. If we select similar stories while modeling, if we do any change in ground floor, that will replicate in first floor and second floor as well. So this is in the base. You can see here plan view base at 0 meter. Next, let's go up. So this is at plinth level. Let's add the 3D window. See how much floor we have entered, that much floor has come here. Now let's define the material property and let's define the member properties. So as I told you here, you can see this is the option one story. One story means in plan view, if you keep it in plinth level, see here it is plinth. So if you make any changes, that will applicable only in plinth level. Next, let's see all stories. All stories means whatever you do change in this plan, that will replicate to all stories. And similar stories means, as I told you before, whatever the stories we have selected as a similar one, only in that one that changes will appear. So now let's see how do we define the material and section properties. So before defining the section properties, let's have a look into this framing plan. So here we have a ground floor roof framing plan, first floor roof framing plan, second floor roof framing plan, terrace floor roof framing plan. All the column size is 9 inch by 15 inch, 9 inch by 15 inch, which is 1 feet 3 inches. And beam size we have two sizes, like 9 inch by 18 inch, and one more is 9 inch by 15 inch. So this is what we are going to define, and all the slabs are of 5-inch thickness, and we have a staircase as well in this portion. So let's see how do we define this section properties in ETAP software. Go to define material properties. So here we are going to add new material. Here select India and then material type concrete. Standard is Indian. Here let's take one M25 grade. Okay. So this screen will appear. So here you can see that weight per unit volume. All the details are there. So let's give OK. M25 material is added here. Next again give add new material. India concrete. Instead of concrete, here we need to select rebar. So here let's add HYSD grade 415. So all the details, weight per unit volume and mass per unit volume are given. Modulus of elasticity all are given here. So let's give OK, and then again go to add new material. This one let's select HYSD grade 500. Give OK, and then give OK, again give OK. So now our materials are defined. Next, let's go to section properties. Go to frame section. So here we are going to add new property. Select concrete. So first let's add column. Column size is 9 by 15. So here material we need to select as M25 as we have already defined. Section type is concrete rectangular. Next, here we need to give the column size are 15-inch depth and 9-inch width. Here let's select modify show rebar. Design type is M2, M3 design column, and then here longitudinal bar we have to select longitudinal bar. Let's select HYSD 500, and for confinement bar let's select HYSD 415. Clear cover for concrete column is 40 mm, so that is why it is 0.04. And here longitudinal bar size we can select as minimum we need to give 12. So let's select the minimum bar, and confinement bar let's select 8 mm. That's it. Give OK, and again give OK. Whatever the size we had given, that is defined. That column property is defined. Let's select these all the properties and delete this one. So go to delete multiple properties, delete selected frame sections, and then again delete. So now we only have column. Next again add new property. concrete. So now we are going to add beam. So we have two beam sizes, 9 by 15 and 9 by 18. First let's add 9 by 15. Material select M25 and then here you need to give the size, depth 15 inches, width 9 inches, and then go to modify show rebar. Here you need to select M3 design only beam. So again here let's select HYSD 500 for longitudinal bar, 415 for confinement bars. Here we need to give the cover. So cover to longitudinal rebar for beam is 25 mm. So I am taking 0.025. 0.025. Give OK and again OK. Next, instead of going and again entering all the values, we can give add copy of property. Just give this one. So everything will be there, whatever we have entered already. Only thing we need to rename it. Give here beam 9 by 18. You see in the modify show rebar already we had entered all the values, so that is there already. Give OK and then OK. So column beam we have entered. Next go to section properties, slab section. We are going to define the slab section. Add new property. Let's name it as S125. Select the material as M25 and then shell thin. Here slab type is slab and then thickness is 0.125. Give OK. So this one we can delete and this one also we can delete. So we have defined all the frame sections. Now we need to draw the frame section. So to draw the frame section, we need to use these tools in the toolbar. So first let's draw the column. So before that, we need to do one important thing. As I told you before, here we have to change the stories. So let's keep it as all stories because we are going to draw the column. So columns are similar to all stories except this terrace floor. Terrace floor only we have few columns that we will change it later. So at present I'm going to keep this one as all stories and then draw the columns. So select this tool, quick draw columns, and then select this tool, quick draw column. This property page will appear. So here see 9 by 15. This is the column size which we have defined. So here if you click this drop down, you will be having all the frame section. Here we have only one column. If you have more column size, that will appear here, and while drawing you can choose accordingly whichever the size you want. So now I am keeping C 9 by 15. Angle also you can give here. At present I am not giving this angle. Let's draw the columns first and then later on we will change the axis of the column. So by using this option you can just click also you can draw the column, or else you can just drop down like this, drag like this and draw the column. So here I have the reference architectural plan as well. So if you see 1, 2, 3 columns we have. So this column we don't have. Let's select this one and delete it. Next again I am clicking this option and then here we have one column and here we have one column. Here we have one column. Next let's draw column here, 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 here and here, and in this place also we have one column. So if you see this column and this column is not in line, so this is little bit moved upward. So let's see the dimension, how much it is moved from the center of the column to center of the beam. It is 1 feet. So let's move these two columns. Go to edit and here move joint or frames or shells command is there. So this command you can give, and in the y direction we are moving 0.3, 1 feet, right? So that is 0.3 meter. Apply OK. Or else you can find that option here as well, move joint frames or shell. Shortcut is Ctrl plus M. So now we are done with the columns. All the columns are there. Let me show you in 3D view as well. So here go to add new window. See, you have selected all stories here. So all stories columns have been created here. Next let's draw the beams. So before drawing the beam, let's select this one as one story because we are drawing the plinth beam. So that is only applicable for one story because ground floor framing layout will differ from plinth beam. So that is why we are going to keep this one as one story. We have two options to draw beams. This is one option and this is one option. This is a quick draw beam, and by using this one we can draw beams from joint to joint. Let me show you that. So here we have to select beam. Let's select 9 by 18 beam size. So here you can see, select this joint and select this joint, and again if you select this joint, that will create a beam. Next, select this quick draw beam, beam size 9 by 18, and then here just drag it like this, so the beam will appear here like this. So this is one easy option to draw beams. Next, let's select this beam size is 9 by 15, because here we have 9 by 15 beam. This one also 9 by 15, and this property we can change here by selecting, right clicking on this. We can change this to 9 by 18 to 9 by 15, and this also we can change 9 by 18 to 9 by 15, and then again select this one. It is 9 by 15, right? So let's change it to 9 by 18, because this beam is 9 by 18. Here we need to add one beam. For that we need to select this tool, draw beam option. Quick draw option will not work here, so this one we need to select and draw the beam like this. Next, this portion we need to add this beam. The architectural drawing you can see here, because if you see the ground floor plan, here there is a puja room. So for this wall load also we can provide plinth beam. Let's see the dimension, how much it is there. It is around 3 feet 10 inches. So let's keep it as 4 feet 1.2 meter. Let's copy and paste this one. Control C, Control V. Here you can enter in Y direction. It is 1 point minus 1.2. See, it is copied, and again here we can connect from this column to this beam. That's it. This plinth beam layout is completed. Next, let's do ground floor beams. So before starting the ground floor framing, so we need to change the orientation of the column. So for that, select all story, and then what we can do is, here see in this line all the columns are in horizontal axis, and this side, this column we need to rotate, and here all the columns are correct, and this column, three columns we need to rotate. So select these three columns and then go to assign, here frame, local axis. Here we can give the angle 90-degree, because I'm rotating in the vertical direction. Give apply, okay. So we have changed the orientation of these three columns. So for this, go up and ground floor. So here what we can do, here we can select this once, instead of one story we can keep it as similar story, because whatever the beam layout we draw here, that will appear in all the similar stories. Here first 9-inch by 18-inch beam, so that we can draw using this quick beam option. 9 by 18 we have to select, and then just drag and drop it, and wherever 9 and 18 is there, you can use this draw option and then draw the beam. So here also 9 by 18 is there, and this beam also 9 by 18. So let's keep this one as well, and again this is also 9 by 18, and this is also 9 by 18. Next, let's choose 9 by 15 here. So here one beam is there, and then here beam is there, this beam is there, and after that we need to connect these two columns. So for that we need to select draw beam option, connecting this column and this column. So these two beams we need to draw here, because there is no grid line over there, so we need to measure this one and then draw the beam. I'm taking from this inner to this outer 12 feet 6 inches, and again this inner to this outer, it is 8 feet 3 inches. So this beam we can just Control C, Control V we can do. So in the Y direction it is 12 feet 6 inches, and then from here it is 8 feet 3 inches. 8 feet 3 inches. So we got these two beams. Now we have completed all the beams. Next we need to look for this cantilever slabs. So this portion slab is there, cantilever portion, and here this cantilever portion is also there. So first I'm going to see how much the cantilever distance. So from this beam it is around 2 feet. So I'm going to copy this beam, Control C, Control V. It is minus 0.6. We can add beam here. from this joint to this beam joint and again here. So we need to intersect this one. So here divide frames, break cut intersection with selected frames and joint, apply OK. See, this one is intersected now, like splitted. So then we can select only this beam here. We have added all the beams here, so but this should be a cantilever, right? So for that we need to select all the beams and then right click on that. Here section property you can give none, so that there will not be any beam property is assigned to that particular beam. So again select, right click and give none. Beam property give none, then give OK. Even this is not changed, again we need to change. Now it is changed. See, now you can see only this is a cantilever beam from this column to support this beam, and this portion all are cantilever slab. Similarly, we have to add one more cantilever slab in this area. So let's see the dimension, how much it is there. 5 feet. 5 feet cantilever is there. So 5 feet we need to add. Control C, Control V, which is 1 point. Sorry, not in the y direction, it is in the x direction, minus 1.52. So we got the beam here, and again this also we can select and do the same thing. So we got it. Next we can add one beam here connecting this joint to this column, and again here also we can connect. So this cantilever slab is created now. So again we can do just nullifying the property, because if we add beam here that will act as a different structure system. So we need to make it as a cantilever, so that any beam property we are going to make it as none. Give OK. We need to select one by one and then do the beam property. So now this ground floor framing plan is done. So next let's draw this terrace floor framing. So here we have all the columns. So we don't need few columns in terrace floor. So first let's select those columns and then delete it. These 3 columns we don't need. So here only these 4 and 3 columns we require. So delete this, delete this. Next let's select this option, quick beam option. Here select beam 9 by 15. So this is the staircase headroom, and again here we need to draw beams. So that's it, terrace floor is also done. Let's see in the 3D view, all the framings has been done. So only one thing, like this cantilever portion we need to add here also. So let's select this one and then go to replicate, story, terrace, apply, OK. So it is added here. So that's it, we are done with the beams and columns. Now let's add slabs. So in ground floor let's add the slab, and then here let's select similar stories. 2 options are there. First let me show you how to draw with this option. So here select this S to 125 and then we need to draw like this. Clicking by all the joints we can add slab. So now it is completed. Next let me show you with the quick draw option. This is the quick draw floor or wall option. So select that one, S125. Just click on this, slab will add. Here it is a staircase, and here we can even drag and drop like this to add slabs over here. So let's draw with this one. Like this we can add. And here we can add like this. Now what we have to do is we have to merge. This is a single slab, but here if you see there are 2 slabs, but this whole area is a single slab, right? So we need to select these 2 slabs and then go to edit frames, sorry, edit shells. Here merge shell option is there. Select this one and then give OK. So now you can see this is a single slab. Similar way you can do all things like this, all you can merge. That option is here as well. This is divide shells and this is merge shell. You can give just like this and then give OK. Then this will become a whole slab, single slab. Here the option is different because here there is a beam in between. So here we need to select this one beam and this slab, and we have to divide the slab, right? So this you give, and here give cookie cut floor objects at selected frame object and then give apply OK. Now if you see, this is divided, this slab is divided, and again here this we need to divide. Select this beam and this slab and give divide shell, give apply OK. This is divided. Now we have to merge these two things, merge OK. And here also, and again here we need to divide this one. Select this beam, go to divide shells, apply OK. So now these two we need to merge, give OK. So this will become one slab, and now these two we need to merge, give OK. This is now a single slab. So we are done with the slab. Let's see in the 3D view. The only terrace portion is left over. So let's go to this plan view. Terrace floor also we can add slabs. Let's choose this quick draw option. Here we can add slab. And this one we need to divide. This one we need to merge. So we are done with the terrace slab as well. So now we need to add the staircase and add the mid landing beams. So let me show you the staircase drawing. So we have staircase like this. So we will be having at this place mid landing beam, and then this place there will be a roof level beam. So that is the support for staircase. So this mid landing beam we need to add at 1.5 meter level in each floor. So let's go to the 3D view. So this is the plinth level. So here we have the beam. Copy and paste in the Z direction minus 1.5 meter. See, here it is added, here it is added, and here it is added. So that's all. Staircase mid landing beam also added now. Let's just extrude the object and then see extrude frames and cells and then see how it looks like. Model is ready. In the next video, let's see how to apply loads on the same G+3 building. Friends, I hope you all like this video. Please do comment in the comment box. Your comments are always welcome. And don't forget to subscribe this channel for more videos. Thank you for watching.